Boom, and we are live. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the fire burning. 5 day 2. How are you enjoying the flight? I have a little issue. I don't know why my WhatsApp web is not activating on this system, and I don't want to restart it. But maybe after this training now, I will restart it. So let me see. I don't know why my WhatsApp web is actually giving issues. Okay, it's finally picked up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's up and running. So let's go there. This class seems to be very interesting and it's getting more interesting. So good evening, all. People are just joining in. Let's give it some. I think till 8:10. So let me just share the video. So we'll review the class, then we'll now write the. So we look at different websites. You gather vulnerabilities, then you now test it. So we test it today. We test it today. We test it on Thursday. We test it on Saturday. Then we now look at other ways of actually getting vulnerabilities by trying to actually get the username and password. So that is why I tried yesterday to dwell on TLS and SSL sites. You understand? You can only do that. The next project you'll be writing actually is applicable on sites that actually don't have TLS and SSL. You will get the username and password, but they will be encrypted. So you get that. That's the next. From the next topic, it start becoming interesting. So not only port. So people are joining in. Let's wait for them to let's wait for us to have a full class. Please try to ensure you're on the side where you have good internet. So lock yourself out. I guess we have to start. So Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me share my screen. So the last class we did was we actually looked at writing this particular. Let me exit this. So we looked at writing this this um this this is what we wrote the last time we were here. So can somebody just briefly explain how we actually modify the port scanner? So as you can see, you have gone very far. It's not. Oh, sorry. We are just starting, Mr. Ilori. So as you can see, we have gone very far. Can we refresh our memory why we actually modify this particular stuff to a port scan to a class, a class script? Can we refresh our memory how we actually move from where we are, from port scanner to this place? Do we all remember how we got to this place? Or I should just do a kind of refresher because we've stayed along for 1 week. Now let me close this. Let's come back to let's come back to Claire. Change directly port scanner, Python programs. So that let's I think the first one we wrote, let's look at this is the second port scanner we wrote, not the first one. I think you are now seeing where we started building from. The first one we wrote is the one that can actually scan what port 80. Now, this simple one, we actually looked at importing sockets. Now, you all know what socket does. When you talk about SSL, secure socket layer, so socket actually gives connectivity, data connectivity. So we actually use this. We defined scan port function here, defining IP address. Now, we now expanded the range of the scanning between what 7 and 10. This is the second one we wrote so that we can refresh our memory. Now, let's look at another one we wrote. So let's look at gedit. This looks more like an edited one. So before we change it to class, now still on the same, we wanted to now, we now want to move to a place where we can scan what? Multiple, how will I put it? Multiple targets, multiple IP. Now we declared what? 4 functions. We declared now so that the IP can grab the banner, it can scan the port, it can check the IP. Now we looked at a case where if we actually now, let's take the first, let's treat it function by function. Now this is the first function. This is the first function. I believe we all still understand this library. We also understand this library. Now we imported what? We imported the socket library. We imported the IPY library from IP. Now the first function is what? Scan target. Now that is where we actually define scan target. Define scan. Now when you come down to the input variables, target, that is where we define what? Both the target and what? The parameters for what? The target. Now, converted underscore IP is called to check IP. So we're actually now looking at targets. Now, for ports in range of 1 to 100, scan port, converted IP, and port. Now, the 2 inputs we are looking at. Now, the 2 inputs. Now, what the whole essence of this particular port scanner is to actually check what? Website penetration. So the 2 inputs of where it's what? Always the port and the IP address. The port and the IP address. That is what we are scanning for. So those are the information, because if we know the IP address or the web address of what we are scanning and the ports that are open, it gives us enough information to actually do what? Do exploit. Now, this particular port scanner we wrote is to actually enable us to actually type in multiple IP, whether it's IP address or what? The website address. Now, we now actually use this. We define a function called check IP. Now, the check IP, we actually try the IP address. It returns what? The IP address. Now, if there is a value error, which is what? The value error is what? The website. So it goes to return what? Socket here is connect. Get host by name. It returns the IP. That's the value error that it will get. Now, if what it means is by the time you are actually checking the IP and you actually get what? You input the website, it should return what? The IP address of the website. So instead of using NS lookup, so now we now actually did what? Defined get banner, the get banner function. So this particular one receives 124 bits of data, extracts 1024 bits of data. We now still look at the function called scan port. This is always the function. This scan port is actually the connectivity function. This is what it takes to connect. So this is where the script started from. Socket.connect, socket, we set the timeout, we set the connection itself, socket.socket. So we looked at this, then we now try to get banner, so that when it gets the banner, it prints out the banner, except it prints out open ports only. If it doesn't get that, it parts. Now we now modify this particular target, so that in case you are importing this particular script into another script, you don't need to do what? It doesn't. So we modify the input parameters. That is actually how we ended this particular stuff. And I showed you guys how you can actually import this same script in another script. Let me see. Port scan here. Let me see what this port scanner shows. Because I think we wrote that. The next thing we did was to write no, this is the That looks more like an IP scan. So actually, I think we did an example on how you can then we did gedit. Okay, sorry, let me look at this. So see, we've made serious. Okay, they are both scripts, just that one carries an iPhone. The almost same script I'm seeing here. So I guess we all, sorry, do we all know how to import the, do you have the script of the import of this particular port scanner before we now move to the vulnerability analysis? But I'm not seeing IP scan here, except that, okay. I'm saying it now. I just saw it. So this is the IP scan. This is where we imported. This is the script where we imported your port scanner into this script. This is what it looks like. Because I was actually looking for it. I could not get it. This is what it looks like. So that is actually how we ended what? The port scanner class. So I will wait again here because we finished this part. So we now move to what? Vulnerability analysis. So let me clear. So we brought back that port scanner. So so if you gedit, so you can, sorry, what's this? If you gedit, you see this is your port scanner. Oh, this has been edited too. So this has been edited. So we now worked on this and actually came back, got to this place. Let me use the one I use. I use gedit. So basically what we did is what we edited we converted the port scanner into a class port scanner. So we did first, we brought in what we defined what init what self, target, and port number. We modified what the scan function to self. We increased the range to what 500. We modified the check IP. We modified the scan port function, Now we remove the banner function, and we now place it in what? In the check scan port function. We now actually close. So up till this place, please, if you have any question, we can start treating it from it, because the next ability. So if you have any question, let me pause here for your question. So has everybody written the script up to this place? If you've written up this, just let me know. If you have written your script up to this place, let me know. So now, what is the main aim? What is the aim of writing this script? What is the aim of writing this script? So that you can now be connecting the dots. What is the aim of writing this script? Is it vulnerability analysis of website penetration testing, or what? What exactly do you use this script for? Okay, that's okay. So it's only Mr. Gbolahan that said he has actually done his own. Every other person, have you written? Have we gotten to this place? Have we got every other person? Have we gotten to this place? Okay, it's when you start running. By the time you write the other script, that is when you know whether you are right or you are wrong. Wait, you know you are importing this script now to the next script. When you run it, it will start giving you error. That's when you know that you are right or you are wrong. So we'll get to that junction today. So now let's move to the next script. So fasten your seatbelt. So we do. So the first thing you do is what? You import what? This is the script. Simple and straightforward. There's nothing much in it. Now you import what? You import that whatever you call that script. I called my port scanner. So you import it immediately. So we take it step by step. So the first thing you do is what? You import the scanner. You import your former script into this script. So that's it. Now, when you've imported it, now you declare what? The inputs. We have three inputs. Now we have the target IP, we have the port number, and we have the what? The vulnerability file. Now, this vulnerability file, how do you generate it? Now, let me first, sorry. So we spend time doing that. So you can actually create this. You write this. Three inputs: target IP, the port number, at the range of 100, you can do 1000, depending on what you want to scan. Now you now do what? The txt file where you actually collated vulnerability that you want to cross-check. Now, how do you cross-check vulnerabilities? Now, let's go. We are getting practical now. Let's go to Google. Let's look at different websites, top Nigeria websites. So you test 15 different websites at once. So let's let's look at them. So we'll come here. There's no more this thing. We do it raw, real. No more faking it. You close this. Come back to your port scanner. That's why you have your port scanner. Python programs. So let's which of them do you want to use? Let's use Python 3 port scanner final py. Good. We have a list of websites. We can list up to 15. So first one we are list. Let's take it step by step. We have betniger.com. Comma. The other one is what? Nairaland.com. Comma. The other one do we have? Daily Post. Daily Post NG, Niger loaded Post NG, Punch NG.com. Daily Post NG. So you are doing it on your own. I hope you are doing it on your own too. You can navigate to that site, nigerloaded.com. So I think let's take this one. So it has started scanning. That's 1, 2 at once. So as it's actually collating the banners, you can take your time to do what 30. You understand? So this same website, your assignment is this: generate what vulnerabilities from different websites. So you can do comma for 30 websites. Use your scan port to run it. Now start collating the vulnerabilities. You now put it to text file. I'll show you number 1, the vulnerability. Number 2, vulnerability. Number 3. So when you are writing down, you now start scan. You put that text file. So that is how you generate. It has gone to Nairaland. I think it's just this thing is just 100. It should be up to 500. 22, 25, 20, 25 and 80. Include the okay. That's one stuff open. So So first, what you do is this: you come to desktop. You see, I created this on desktop. What you do is you right click on desktop, you do create document. Now you can do what? You can call your own what? Test.txt. You create. Are you get? So you open it. Now, when you come back to this terminal, you copy this particular vulnerability. This one, you see this open port, you copy it, copy selection, come to desktop, you paste it. That's one vulnerability that you've seen. So you save it, file, save. So I think that particular, let's clear. Gedit. So that is how you generate what did we use just now? Okay. But then why is it just 100? Or did I do something else? Well, it's not doing up to 500. Let me do it again. So let's take it again. It's just doing 100. It's not doing up to 500. So let's try legit.ng. Comma. The national online ng.net. informationng.com. Let's try this trace. So it's scanning. So you see, you can scan multiple, you can scan as many as 30. There's no limit to it. Just collate the website. So you gather the what? You gather the how will I put it? You gather the banners that you're seeing. So you now create a list with it. Now, same website, when you are scanning the vulnerability, so it will now actually pick them and show that these ones are vulnerable. So with time, you now create a list of all vulnerabilities. So you see, it doesn't stop. It should actually go. I think the other one we're using was just stops at 100. So it's supposed to get to 500. Please, if you are here, just tell me yes. Type yes. If you are still in this class, type yes here. Okay, good. So that's it. So you can be doing it on your own end, please. Be doing the same thing on your own end. Be doing the same thing on your own end. So you are gathering the words, the vulnerability. You are creating a list of vulnerability so that when we come back, which full script? It's the same your port scanner script. It's your port scanner script I'm using. We are back to port scanner. Use your port scanner to scan what, use it to generate what, a list of what vulnerabilities. So use your port scanner. That's a port scanner. We are back to port scanner now. Use your port scanner to scan at least 30 websites. Now generate a list of vulnerabilities that you have seen. Now from the banners to the graph, you copy it and paste it, copy it and paste it in the list. So generate. Now when you now finish writing your vulnerability scanner, those same websites, you paste it there, then you now actually run it against vulnerability. So before you now have a comprehensive list of banners or vulnerabilities you are looking for. So when you are running it on a new website, the list of collected vulnerabilities that you've seen, okay, this particular banner is actually vulnerable. Do you now understand it? But if you understand what I just said, just type yes. Okay, what I said is simply you have your port scanner. You have your port scanner, right? Get a list of 10 different websites or 15 different websites and scan them at once. It will be showing you banners where the port is open and the banner is showing. Copy the banner, take it to a txt file and paste it there. So generate a list of banners it has grabbed in txt file. Do you now understand that? So save that txt file. You now copy it into your vulnerability scanner. So you put it in that directory. Please, do you understand what I said? That is what I'm doing. This is your port scanner. I am scanning 3 websites now. I want to check what banner I can grab. So as you are getting those banners, you copy them, put them in a txt file. Okay, see, this one is scanning 500. What's happening? Okay, maybe the website address is wrong. That means the website address is wrong. Okay, let's see. Okay, I thought as much. Okay. informationng.com. What's happening? Um, Okay, this scanning. So let's see what you able to generate. So as you are scanning, if you get any, sorry, let me see this. So as you are scanning, as you are getting any banner, clear, you write down the vulnerability. Clear. So that is actually how you collate vulnerabilities. So let's come back to so we're looking at gedit. So we've written our port scanner, the class port scanner. Now we've written now. The next thing you define the target. Now the target is what your what the name of the file you imported, then the port scan class you defined. So if you can remember, if you come back to gedit, now we defined a class here. What? Port scan, class port scan. So that is what you actually define when you're actually calling the target. So target is equals to port scanner. That's whatever you name your own file as. I name mine as port scanner. Port scanner dot port scan. What we are looking at target underscore IP, then port, which was the input variable that you've defined. To actually make it a function, define the function target.scan. Now, the next thing you do is what? The file you are inputting, how do you read it? Now, you read for with open vol underscore file. That's the name of the file. This particular command means you should read the file. That you read the file. So read the file as file. Now, the count equals 0. As it's reading what the list of the vulnerable files you did, it comes back and read it now. For banner in target.banners, file.seek equals 0. That means it should go back, and once it sees any file, it goes back to count 0. You understand? So this is a for loop. Now, once now it reads this particular line for line in file.read lines. It start reading it line by line, not word for word. That's what that function command. So if line.strip is equals to this in banner, print. So for any of the lists it sees, you should do what? Print out this that is vulnerable. Then you now end it with count plus 1 equals count plus equals to 1. That means it should do it what? Iteratively. So this is the full script. Sorry. So you can write yours, and we actually start practicalizing it here. Sorry. So please, when you've done your, so now this has been fully written. Let me save. Clear. Let me be sure. Okay. That's that same script. So you enter, let's say you enter dot 500. I think I have my, I pressed the wrong command, so let's do it again. That's simply because there's no vulnerability within that range. So as you collect the vulnerability stuff, it starts coming up. So I think we should get to work and get that part done. To test it when we come on different websites. Collect vulnerability and test on different websites. Please, if you are, it's like I'm the only one in this class. If you are here, just let me know. So the last thing we do, once you are able to run this, now the two assignments you have is use your port scanner to scan different. It's more like I am the only one here. Now you use your port scanner. You use your port scanner to scan 10 websites. Gather the banner, put it in your vulnerability list. Now look at this one now on my desktop. So this is my vuln.txt. Are you getting it? You see that I have created a list here. So if I take this close, so I've created a list here. So if we save it the way it is, come back here, this way we are. You can run it again. So same site that I've tried, sitesec. $500. That's my own list I've created .txt. So the site you have you've created. So until you have a very comprehensive list of what banners and vulnerabilities, so you now run it there. Because this particular stuff I have, you see. So let me clear ls. Now I have copied what cat vuln.txt. So you see that is what is in it. Are you seeing? So I have actually moved it to this folder. So I don't need to list directly directories. I just list the site. So what you need to do now is what? Run that script, run it, then see if you arrive at this place first. So when you arrive at this place this night, we call it a day. So Thursday and Saturday, we run it on different websites. Use it, try it out on different websites. So please. What exact parts you don't understand? Which of them? I should go over the explanation of the main script again, right? Gedit. This is the script. Which of the parts you don't understand? Now, we've written this particular scanner. We have written it the last time. So you just import it. Now, you are in this particular script, you have 3 inputs. You have your target, you have the amount of ports, then the text file, the txt file of the vulnerabilities you have collated. Now, this one is the port scanner script imported is the last one we wrote the other time now. Yes, it's the port scanner script. Because I don't want you guys to be cramming this in. I want you to follow it. It's the one we wrote the other time. This is the class script we wrote the other time. This is it. I think we all wrote it. So that's the script. So if you have not written, please can you confirm if you have written this script, because that is what you import. Now, Mr. Olalekan Ilori, don't confuse yourself. Now, generating those txt file is something you have done before. All you just need to do, go back to the port scanner you wrote, not this one. Use that scanner to scan different websites. As they are generating what banner, copy the banner and put it in a txt file. So that txt file, that is what you input in that place for txt. I don't know if that explanation is clear. So don't confuse yourself. So please, can everybody confirm that you have written this last scanner file? Just give me 3 minutes. If you have written it, just type yes. I have written it. Yes. Look, we have a full. So if you have written it, tell me yes, sir. So that is what you import. You import this particular script, whatsoever you named it as, you import it to that vulnerability scanner. So you import it. It is when you run that vulnerability scanner, if there is any error in this place, it will be referring you back to the error. So if you have written this, confirm that you have written it. If you have not written it, write it. So when you are actually importing anything, now if you close this, you go to what? So the first thing you do, you import that script. They must be in the same what? Directory. Now, this is what? ls. As you can see, this is my port scanner.py. This is the vulnerability scanner.py. This is the what? Text file. They are all in the directory of what? Vulnerability scanner. So all of them must be in the same directory. So that's the first thing you need to do. If you have not written this script, so write it. Now, import port scanner. Now, declare the variables. That's the first thing. Now, these other ones are what? It's from the previous script. Port scanner, that the name of the script, that what the class of the script, then the input variables. We declare a function target.scan. Now, you read the file, you now actually start counting. It's a simple and straightforward script. There's nothing much to do in this because most of the job has been done in the previous script that you imported. Now, you now create a count on how you count the banners you're actually scanning. Now, in this particular one, you are not scanning to actually look at banner grabbing. You have a list of banners. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me just address this particular call. Hello. So what you need to do is once you've written this, you now sorry for this. It was an important call. You now so the once you are importing is a script. The script is simple. So all what this part is telling you is what simply what how you read that particular txt file. Now how you now read the count. Read it line by line, the txt file you've attached, and how it prints out what banner, what vulnerable banner it has seen compared to the banner you are scanning. It will print it out as what? Vulnerable. Simple. And the port. Now, so that is all. So when you've written this script now, the next thing we need to do is what? We now start looking at different websites. As you are populating your txt file. So I don't know if you have questions. So it's more of what application now than just coming to write code. As you are doing it, you are applying it. You are applying it. Before we now move to the next, we do that on Thursday, we do that on Saturday. Hello? Hello? I'm in a training. You can come by 9:30, 9:45. Sorry for that, please. So I don't know if you have a question. So it's simple and straightforward. As you can see, you're not at the primary level anymore. This application, Mrs. Temitokwe, I've not been hearing your voice. Okay, Loria has been talking. It's Miss Grace Ademefe. I've not been hearing your voice. Yusuf, you are a little bit quiet. Has anybody reached out to Mr. Adegbeso? I've not been seeing him. So, and Mr. Kishola, I've not been hearing your voice. So I need you guys to talk out now because we want everybody here to actually give your whatever experience you are getting in this precincts. So that is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. So that is it. You actually apply it. That's vulnerability scanner. Now, if you cannot actually get a port, as you can see on some websites, the ports are not open. Now, all they are looking at is how you penetrate a site. Now, if in some ports you cannot grab the banner, what is the next thing to do? Those are the other things you do. So it's a comprehensive course. You can see when you have all this accumulation of knowledge, by the time you move into a simulator training, you already have a direction, you already have a course. So it's actually just you are getting there to now get more insight. Try it out within a confined environment that can actually check your capacity to deliver. So you guys get to work. I want to see you write this last script before we leave this class. If you have any question, drop the question. Hello, guys. So have you started? That means they've upgraded their site. You understand? So nobody leaves the site open. Are you getting it? So you try other sites. You understand? Try other side, not just one side. Try different sites. You can try different. It's time to explore the knowledge. You have knowledge now. Explore it. Work with it. Explore it. But first, please, before we leave here, before you start exploring sites, you can do that on your own. Can you finish writing this vulnerability scanner script? Write it and run it. This vulnerability scanner script, please finish writing it here and run it. So explore with the knowledge you have. So finish writing this script, please, and run it while we are here, so that you can be sure that the former script you wrote is correct. Because if you are running it and it's not giving you, getting to the input place, you're actually having issues. Sorry. Mr. Godwin. Write this. Run it. Run the script, please. Run the script. Don't take what I give you as what hook, line, and sinker. So run the script. Run the script. Run it. Run the script and see if you are having any errors before you now start gathering txt file. Run the script and see if you're having any errors, please. So guys, are you popping it? So it's champagne popping. Like you're popping the script. So let's start doing it. Yeah, convert it to an executable file. Convert it to an executable file, please. You know, when you use Python 3, you don't need to convert it before you run it. But in this case, convert it to an executable file. So it's champagne popping. So I will leave you guys to work. I will not. It's time for you to. Mrs. Grace and Mrs. Temitokpa, you have not been active on this platform. So I wonder what's happening. I've not heard your voice. Mrs. Grace Adimefe, are you still there? It's on very. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. So convert it to what? Convert it to an executable file. So I need you to run it before we leave here and find out if it's actually working. Okay, that's fine. Let me see. So enter all the distance. So the next thing you need to do now is gather populate your script. So that is where we pause for this night. Once you get to this point where Mr. Gbola got to, the next thing, populate your what? TXT script with banners. To populate your TXT script. So we look at different scenarios, Thursdays and Saturdays. The next week we move into password sniffers and password crackers. Yes. Bring it on. So bring it on. Okay. So this is what I'm waiting for. So what did you call your scanner? What did you call your scanner, Mr. Ilori? What did you call the previous script? What did you save it as? Is that what you save it as? What did you save that particular stuff as? So it's from there you now start knowing if your script is correct. So that's what I want us to solve today. What did you save it as? Yeah. Once you see anything trace back, import port country, it is. Now go to Mrs. Grace, go to line 32. Now test of that previous script. Now print line 32 of it. Let's see what is actually there. There is an error in line 32. Now for Mr. Ilori, can you actually show us your script? Can you show us your script? Go to line 32, line 32. Mrs. Grace, go to line 32. Mr. Ilori. Not this one. Line 32 of the script you imported. Now, go back to the script you imported. That script you imported, go back to, yes, the script you imported into this particular script. The one you imported, you go there and that class script, go to the line 32 of it. That is where the error is coming from. That is, you will not know if you have error until you start running it on this particular script. Okay. That your line 32, it is not in sync with what self. You have to shift it forward. You understand? So you see, it's a little bit out. Shift it forward so that it's actually on the same line. That is why it's having that problem. Have you seen it? So rectify it. So that's where the challenges are coming from. So you guys will keep running. Test your script to see if it's working. Test it. Test it. We are making progress. We are making progress. It's champagne popping. We are popping the champagne of the codes. Okay. This is not the script now. This is a wrong script. This script is wrong. We are talking about the class script. This script is wrong. I'm talking about this script, please. What I'm talking about is this class script. This is my port scanner. What you're actually showing me is the first port scanner script. We edited this script. This is the script I'm talking about. Are you seeing it? So, Mr. Ilori, this is the script we are talking about. This is the one we wrote the last time we met. This is the first part. So if you don't have this, I guess you should start writing this, because this is what you should import into your vulnerability scanner. Are you getting it now? So this is what is important. That is why it's having a problem. So I need you guys to actually come up. Mr. Chukuno, so Mr. Ekene GK, Mr. Akishola, Mr. So come up. Let's see what you are doing. Come up. Olayemi Awofisoye, Mr. Godwin Chukuma. So let's see what you're doing. Yes, you will have errors. I too was having errors. So as you follow through the error, yes, the error is from the class script. So if you see trace back, it will tell you from the line where the error is. You go back there and actually, once it finishes the error from the class script, it start talking to you about the error on your main script. So we have just about 5 minutes more. I'm actually running into a board meeting. So I'm running into a board meeting. I'm running into a board meeting. So we can pick this up on Thursday. We treat it up first. I believe you guys have actually gone a little bit rusty because of the holiday. You are now on top of the game. This is where the game starts becoming interesting. Sorry, who is this? Mr. Kenny. Okay, let me see. Straight back. Check your line 4. Check your line 4. Check your line 4 on the class script. So we can take Thursday to actually debug problems everybody is having. So take time to actually look at it. Now, what you need to do is to gather what? Gather banners from different websites. So you have 1001 playing website to actually play around. Attack them with your port scanner. Gather banners. Put them in the TXT file. Then actually do what? Run it on the vulnerability scanner. Yes. Somebody just hit jackpot. Yeah, somebody just hit on another jackpot time. So where is the next jackpot? where are we getting the next jackpot? So somebody just hit jackpot time. So jackpot time. Somebody just hit jackpot. Where is the next jackpot? So let's keep it coming. Mr. Akishola, Mr. Solomon, you've been quiet. Mr. Ekene, so Mr. Ilori, Mrs. Semitokwe said she's actually tired. So keep it coming. So if you guys will permit me, I need to actually run into a board meeting, please. So we continue same time on Python tomorrow. So now for the Linux tools, I've given you a template. So what we want to do this week, we want to look deep into it. You understand? Now start connecting the dots. The tools you are developing, what exactly, compare it with the tools you have on Python, on Kali Linux. What are the pros and cons? So that start building your dexterity of root cause, troubleshooting analysis. That is actually now how you now start thinking. So when you want to, what tools what. So if you want to do something, you know the tools to use. You want to do this particular, this is what I want to get. These are the best tools for it. All right then. So cheers, guys. Thumbs up for everybody. We will meet tomorrow, same time. But you feel free to chat me up. Once you're having any problem, just chat me up. I'll give you 100% attention. Thank you all, and we'll see tomorrow, same time.